Some time ago we looked at the Sharpin Mini. That was basically like let's say a tablet holder, but the first edition was 3D printed. And I'm just gonna be honest, I think it was a genius move, because maybe you have some old tablets laying around, you can get yourself a case with all the equipment needed, including encoder boards and buttons, and you can just slap your old tablet in and you have yourself like a portable mini virtual pinball machine. And I must say I had a lot of fun messing around with this. The product he sent to me was a prototype, and basically that was something I need to take consideration in this video. I messed around with it with the cables. I did manage to put the tablet in, everything was made very basic, but again, it was a prototype. But now, with the new model, everything has been improved. So let's take a close look at that one today. Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to take a close look at the new improved Sharpin Mini. And I must say I'm going to be like very excited, because this is an absolutely awesome product. It is completely something new, and they did make this thing out of wood, not like the previous one that was made out of 3D printed plastic. This gives like a very sturdy feel and a little bit more Sharpin feeling to it, like we had with all the bigger models. So when you're looking at the way how you need to assemble it, it's a quite interesting thing. He also improved everything, including now we're having like plastic bolts and nuts, like not the metal ones I have seen before. And everything was so much more straightforward to assembly. And what you can see over here, I did some testing before I go into do assembly and basically put everything on its position. But when everything was attached and you basically positioned every single connection with the right button, it's going to be like easy peasy lemon squeezy. So there we have it, like everything has been changed out. We do have like some extra wheels over here, because the wheels will keep the bezel closed. Because basically what you're doing, you're sliding the tablet between the bezel and the nuts, and with the nuts you tighten up very gently, because otherwise you can ruin your tablet. So that's something I just want to point out. But okay, so everything has been assembled and I've been messing around with it with some time. And when you're looking at this mini version compared with the biggest versions we have seen, like this is basically like the full Android experience, because we do have a touchscreen now. The Sharpin Mini Pinball is now fully made out of wood, and again, like it's super easy to put together, including slapping the stickers on. Everything looks so much better. Of course, the stickers are completely different with the previous model. He has a completely new decal set, and I personally really love it, like the volcano that basically bursts out, and then having like the Sharpin Pinball Arcade logo that is basically coming out of it. In the end, like doesn't matter how you look at it, it looks amazing. But okay, so how was the experience when playing some games, and how does it look finished with the tablet in the inside? So let's take a close look in the inside. Okay, this cabinet is absolutely like huge compared with the older one, and there is so much more room left. And I mean, like if you maybe want to add some tiny speakers, it's possible because there is some room. Besides that, cable management, I personally think I did an amazing job. I did use some zip ties. That was not included, by the way, but try to put everything where like on a certain position. Connecting the encoder board is exactly the same way so far I can see with the bigger models. I think they also use the same encoder boards. Okay, and again, like the nuts, you don't need to like tighten them up too bad, otherwise you're going to like squeeze and like destroy your tablet. But take consideration what kind of connector you having. Well, like is a micro USB or a type C. It does give you some extra adapters, and of course, where is your on and off switch? So other things you need to consider before you're going to buy it and assemble it inside this thing. So when everything has been set up, you have download the application from the store. Some are even free to play, but my favorite four are basically like Zaccaria Pen, Pinball Arcade, Zen Pinball and Pinball Deluxe, but mostly I play Zen Pinball because that's so much fun. Take consideration there's only one free table, and the other ones you need to buy them separately. It's going to be like quite an expensive thing if you need to buy them all, but besides that, it's a lot of fun, and you even have vibration function with Zen Pinball, and it works very well. For the normal tables you pay around €1, but if you want to get yourself like in Jurassic Park, you pay already like €1.50. I'm not aligned, so I cannot download, but that's basically the price you're paying for it. Portal is one of those games that I needed to pick up because it's so much fun and is a very cool pinball machine to play on your Sharpin.
Someone was alive in here. Are you alright?
The only convenient thing I'm missing with the big machines, and we don't have a touchscreen because they're running on Android. Basically you play these things on your phone or your tablet in this case. I think that that's a great addition. You can just touch it for the extra buttons or bonuses that you can get in the game. Something you need to use a remote for with a big machine of Sharpin. Pinball Deluxe is such a cool game to play. Okay, so I'm offline, so I don't have all these annoying commercials at the moment. But you don't have the high score, of course, and some other features. But the thing is, like, you can just swipe through the menu. Sometimes you did have like this option with the bigger machine, but you always needed a remote. Let's talk about the other two apps. Zaccaria Pinball is a very cool pinball emulator. But the problem I'm having with Zaccaria Pinball, at this moment I'm not online, so I cannot play any tables. If I even try to launch a table, it goes back into the main menu. A little bit of a bummer. The same goes with Piball Arcade. You can have some problems. Oh, I still need to give some permission. But when you basically give a permission, you downloaded your table, because in the application there is no table whatsoever. You need to download them separately. They work just fine even on offline mode, so far I have seen now. And the tables, what I don't like about Pinball Arcade is like you have a table inside a table. So it's pretty damn cool to see in Ghostbusters. It plays amazing. You do even have like the nudge left and right, so that is a very cool feature, because that's basically where we're having the second button for. But the downside is like you can mess around with the camera. Here you can see like it's being on number 2 now. So it gives me like a little bit more feeling of the like the Pinball Arcade. But still, I'm missing out like the feature you're having with Pinball Deluxe and Zen Pinball. They have like a static image on my tablet that gives more, in my opinion, more feeling for the pinball in general. So that's a downside. I don't really like the Pinball Arcade. But so guys, so my overall conclusion is quite simple. I personally love this thing, but there is a catch. If you need to buy this thing and an expensive tablet, it's going to be in quite expensive, let's say, things to buy. Because you need to pay around like say 100, 150 for a brand new tablet that's at least like powerful enough to run most of the games / emulators from the App Store. Another thing I've noticed, like when you're looking at the front bezel, it still needs a sticker or some other material, because it's going to get greasy. You can see it here and there. I'm totally in love with this virtual pinball mini thing. Absolutely cute, and it's so much fun to play. But take consideration what you need to know is like, yeah, there is a downside to this thing, because if you need to charge it, you need to unplug your encoder board. So that's something we need to figure out in the future. For now, I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, let me know in the comments what you think of this, and it would be great to see you in the next video.